UK government said that they're going to make changes to skilled work visa thresholds, and then they said that we're going to come up. They made some rules, but they're reviewing, and then they're going to come up with a proper announcement. Now recently they announced that they made the changes which are being effective from April 4th. What are the changes, and then how that going to affect to international students?
Maybe I don't know whose fault it is. Maybe Rishi Sunak. Maybe Rishi Sunak wants to be British all of a sudden. I don't know.
Yeah, look in the camera and say
Well, it's a democracy.
Right. I mean, so things, when there's a light of hope at the end of the tunnel, you think?
Always. It's still a developed country. It will take a while to go down completely as a country, because it's been years. And they've got like one of the best universities, like Oxford is there, and there's so many universities that you can rely on still.
Indians have been migrating elsewhere for centuries. Initially, it was for different reasons, because we lacked the kind of exposure and work that these minds were able to do, and developed countries could provide that kind of salary, income, and backing up for their career. But now I feel with increasing international relations, and our country is growing in terms of technology and work opportunities so well that we are finally having the capacity that we can employ people around.
Subscribe now.
Nowadays when we go through the Instagram, everybody just like coming out and talking about the struggles that they're facing in these countries, saying that we have to do these odd jobs, we have to adjust to these weather conditions, and they're not like used getting along with their friends. They're purely talking about struggles. Nobody is talking about how much they're evolving as a person, how much they're developing themselves, and then within that short period of time, like the amount of growth personally they're growing. Nobody's talking about that. So let's talk about like how much personally one guy is developing by studying, coming to UK or wherever they go, having international exposure. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Oh, you want me to go? It's a really interesting one, because as I mentioned, I used to do nothing. I was like a typical Delhi boy, right? I used to like roam around a lot. I used to like make fun of things, not responsible, not good with the language, anything. English is like nothing. Like I have no encounter with English ever. But now I'm speaking in English. It's my daily language. Sometimes I cannot speak in Hindi. I have to like think 5 times, and it's like I start to speak in Hindi, then I switch to English, then I come back and saying like no, I have to speak in Hindi. And it's like you evolve as a person a lot. Like the takeaway jobs that you do, like there was this funny fact. I used to work in KFC when I was a student in my bachelor's. In the first days, in first few days, I was new to the country. I don't know how on the first fact I got the job. I don't know how, but my language barrier was a very big problem, and the cultural knowledge as well. So I was just taking orders from the customers, and they just asked me in their own accents and stuff, like if we do ketchup or bottle of water or some things like these, and I used to say, oh, sorry, pardon, and it's been like 3-7 times I've asked already. Now is this professional ego inside me, and I'm like, I can't ask again. Then I'm like, oh sorry, we don't sell it. It's like, you kidding me? You don't sell water, you don't do ketchup,
you don't do food.
They're like, I've eaten so many times here from here, and it's funny that you just go there confidently. So the first thing is, I was confident.
You're becoming confident. Communication. We are developing our communication.
And then you have to keep your ego aside as well for some things.
That's 100% true.
Cleaning toilets, cleaning tables, and all.
Massive dignity of labor. Massive dignity and respect for menial tasks also. I feel the struggle everyone complains about, which even I did for a very brief period of time, is because at home, India is such a country where even with little money, you can still have a very comfortable life. You know, you need not do all the jobs, all the tasks that we do here, there. Like transportation, everyone has some mode of personal transportation.
Right, yes.
Or, you know, cabs, rickshaws, everything is handy. Here, physical struggle is so much. Like from point A to point B, the traveling is such a daunting task. And everyday basis, you have to do every activity, like from laundry to dishes, mopping, everything you have to take care of yourself. We have families back home, we have help back home. So that usually, I think it's a sudden change for people, for students. But I think it teaches you to be self-sufficient. Like
you just become a complete new person.
Yeah, you adulting, like if I may use the word, you like grow up achanak se.
Like you all of a sudden you just get to know why your dad used to say switch the lights off. Who's gonna pay the bill?
I have immense respect for my mother for yelling me not using the coaster. Now I know why.
Right, okay. I often used to tell the people saying that, you know, you will never listen from the what your old guy saying that, you know, I went to this country and then I regret going there for studying. You'll never, because that's the learnings that you're getting here.
Exactly.
No matter like how well you're doing financially, but the amount of exposure you're getting here and the learnings, that's take a lot forward you in life, right? So that's what I keep on telling to the people when the newcomers saying, you know, this is such a, you should be blessed, because at this young age, all with these learnings, you'll go like, you will develop so much in the future. You went on to become doing so well in the careers, and then, you know, so many other things, like you may start business, and then you know so many things, you can deal with so many people, all this everything
every day you're learning something
it's
new.
like proper foundation, you know. At the right age.
I feel confidence is also very important that people get. Like walking to someone who's unknown, who's not from your country, does not understand your language, and building up a conversation that requires a lot of confidence.
That's true.
And I feel like our students, our Indian students, we underestimate ourselves too much, I feel, and overestimate everyone else. So, you know, that having that confidence that, you know, you are at par with these people, or you are as smart as this everyone out here. So that confidence of speaking with everyone from different culture. And again, in college, you meet so many people with different backgrounds. Your thinking automatically opens because you hear multiple perspectives of the same topic, and that perspective probably you wouldn't have thought by yourself at any chance due to our cultural background.
That's true.
So I think like our mind opens up, and we in general have a different thinking when we go back.
Right, moving on. So January 25, 2024, UK government said that they're going to make changes to skilled work visa thresholds, and then they said that we're going to come up, they made some rules, but they're reviewing, and then they're going to come up with a proper announcement. Now recently they announced that they made the changes which are being effective from April 4th. What are the changes, and then how that going to affect to international students?
It's some drastic changes, especially the amount of money that they have to earn. 38,000, isn't it? It's insane. Because if you're doing bachelor's, surely straight after bachelor's you're not gonna earn that much, because you don't fall under that grade. There are grades, certain grades, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's like you don't fall under that grade. And there's no way that you're earning that. So you have to spend for your masters as well, if you have to be here in this country. And even after masters, the threshold, it starts from £30,000.
So that was 26 before. For the guys who did masters, it was 30,000 for them. But like you said, they comes under new entrant route. That's only valid for 4 years. So whoever is here for like that, in that 4 years of time, they will count your post-study work visa as well, right? So if you get the job immediately after masters, that's fine. But after you spending like 2 years of post-study work visa, then you're getting job, then it's going to be very difficult to meet that requirement. But that requirement exactly is like 30,000 somewhere around that for the new entrants, which most of the students fall under. But for the skilled worker visa who are coming from abroad, for them it's £38,000. So they straight away went from £26,000 to 38,000.
Yeah.
Such massive difference.
It's a good bargain, isn't it? That they have done with us.
And with the employment situation right now, people are not finding regular jobs, let alone jobs which will pay so much.
It's a crisis going on in the country.
True, yeah.
The cost of living has gone up.
And also one more change that they made is they reduced the national insurance tax from 10% to 8%, which is 2% they reduced. I know how much we're going to benefit from that.
Hardly makes a difference.
Hardly, that's true.
It hardly makes a difference. I guess the government put a post online that it's at least £1,000 a year that people are saving. £1,000 in a year.
What is 1,000?
So divide 1,000 by 12. It's
You're
just
paying
like
council tax
it's
more than
nothing. It's like 70-80 pounds that you're getting.
Yeah.
It's just 1 month's grocery maybe.
That too because of
70-80. What
even
are you
more,
saying?
like as a help.
That too because
it
of I
doesn't
think
make
there is elections coming in. There's elections in November, I think so. Right, October or November. Maybe it's part of political strategy.
It is
right. Yeah.
It's insane, man. It's insane. It's funny to see how. Maybe I don't know whose fault it is. Maybe Rishi Sunak. Maybe Rishi Sunak wants to be British all of a sudden. I don't know.
Yeah, look in the camera and say that.
Well, it's a democracy,
right? I mean, so when things go wrong from the government side, it don't just go wrong straight away, right? It things build up over the years and then suddenly fall in place. Like recession happened right now. So it's not just recession because of past 2 years. It's because of past 5 years. Because of so many other factors.
The major thing is Brexit. They have gone down so badly straight after Brexit. I don't know. Things just didn't go well after Brexit.
And then after Brexit, Corona came, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And then that's like another
import-export got affected so badly.
And then same time we moved out from India. As soon as COVID finished, people started moving. This country falling down, and then we came here.
Yeah.
So right now with the cost of living and with everything with this country is like it's a bit of tough pill to swallow. Or how does the future looking like here? From the student perspective, how does the future looks like at this point of time? There's a light of hope at the end of the tunnel. You think?
Always. It's still a developed country. It will take a while to go down completely as a country because it's been years. And they've got like one of the best universities, like Oxford is there, and there's so many universities that you can rely on still. If they want to study, sure. UK is one of the world's best countries where you can get a good education. It's still there, and some of the courses are just there. Like I studied gaming, right? So I did games programming in my bachelor's, and there were very few countries who actually teach that course. Very few in the whole world. So it's like if I get to choose, why not UK? So there's still a light of hope, and what goes down can come up again. Like stocks and all. So it's like if they go in a proper way, it can be a good country, right? It's still a good country in many ways,
100%,
like evolving yourself and the things we have discussed already. So there's always a light of hope, I feel, if people know the essence of why they are doing it, right? Sometimes if you just want to have fun, right, and you just come here,
a year paid vacation,
but that's an expensive vacation, right? Don't come here, right? Don't be there, because out of 100 there will be just under 10 people in numbers. It's just hardly 10 people. They go ahead. Why? Because they are serious. They are evolving themselves
they have
gradually, and they have a plan in place, and they know why they are here.
That's true.
Right? 90% of the people, they don't even know why they're here. They just wanted to get out of the country. They just wanted to have an exposure of international places, and they had money. They arranged the money, and straight after coming here, they sometimes think, I made a mistake. We are in debt now and all. So there's still somewhere.
Definitely. So recession is not going to last for lifelong.
Exactly.
So why You know why? So usually when we know if somebody goes to abroad, when we are studying in 10th class or like doing intermediate, we used to see our seniors go abroad, and then they change their life in 4 to 5 span of time, and then now that's not happening, and then people suddenly think that going there is
because at that point the market wasn't as bad as
that's the thing. So
and even when people didn't have the kind of clarity that we expect now, they still had the time to look around, and there were opportunities.
That's true. Yeah.
Right now we have to accept the fact that things aren't as great as they were.
That's true.
But we have to work it out. Now, knowing this fact, you cannot just blindly come here hoping that you'll figure out here. If you have to come here, you have to study the market, and you have to understand your strengths, and like in that inclination, select a course for yourself which is going to provide you a good outcome. Because opportunities are really good here. If you know the right market, if you know what you want, there are some opportunities in UK which no other country can provide in terms of salary and the kind of job you get to do. But you should know, you should educate yourself with that.
That's true.
Now is not the time that you can come here and figure out. That time that'll come probably in a couple of years, but now you have to know.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I've always said, just taking longer than usual doesn't mean that you will not get there. You will get there, definitely. And then this is not first time the countries are facing recessions.
Right.
In the past, there's like several times. Many countries faced the recessions, and they came outside of the recessions, and then and then again lives were normal. And then yes, maybe few people has to change their career paths. Like let's say their visa is expiring in 6 months time, and they don't found the job. And then if they think that we can't go back, we definitely have to stay here. Then I think you have to choose the career which are relevant to your field, and then work there. Get the citizenship, and then you can do whatever you like. Or else, meanwhile, while you are on the sponsorship visa, maybe work for 2 years.
I feel it's all about the patience. You have to be calm. You have to be patient enough to wait for the right time. By waiting, I'm not saying that don't apply for the jobs and all, but just apply everywhere. Whatever opportunity arrives, just take it.
Yeah.
Right? Because then you can change it later on as well. And I second the thought which she mentioned, that you have to have the strengths.
You have to know what your strength
You
is.
should work on your strengths gradually. Every single day. Just work on it. Do the certifications from maybe LinkedIn or somewhere else. Build your profile on LinkedIn. But if you have the proper resume, you have the proper mindset and attitude, you can still get the jobs. I know so many people. We are one of them. We have the jobs, right? It's like if you have the right mindset and the right attitude to look forward to something, there's still so many jobs vacant and waiting for you. But it's just like, did you knock on the door at the right time with the right CV, right, in the right way? Did you ask the right question? Sometimes they're like, oh, I need a job.
The ifs and buts.
But did you say in what, right? What will you show to the company, right?
True.
What are you providing to the company, right? People think that they are desperate to get a job, but they don't think like the company is desperate to get the people, to hire the people, right? And like Indians especially, like the world knows that, like we are so dedicated with the work, right? We are so dedicated.
That's true.
We work days and nights, right?
Absolutely.
I'm not demeaning any other nationality, but it's like, just talking about us, we work day and night, right? Just to do the job right, right? Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that?
You just know how to
you just go straight away. You just go to an interview and say, this is me. If you don't take me, it's your loss.
That's the kind of attitude one should have. Then of course companies want
exactly
to have,
because you have brushed your skills up, you know where you stand, you know what you can bring to the table, then why not?
And this confidence comes with work. People are not ready to do that work.
They don't do voluntary work. The voluntary work is kind of an investment. So let's say you have just done a degree but you don't have experience. They want experience. So where's the experience coming from? It's voluntary.
Do the unpaid internships. Go somewhere and say that, like, I want to work.
Just collect the experience so you can show that, I do have the experience.
I just want to mention, like, forming a good connections will help you a lot at this point of time. People don't just focus on like, people don't still really know how much networking will help in their career. And then especially when they came to new country, it's like one of the things that you should definitely have to, have your thoughts on. Like,
we'll see. Here we are. we are sitting with Narendra. It's all about connections. Networking.
You should form good connections at this point of time, especially, then, like, since we're all from India, I would like to talk about India always at any given time. That's a love for the country, isn't it? Right. So if you look at India from the last 5 to 10 years, it's growing so much. And then if you look at entrepreneurs are being like, people are actually taking inspiration from the entrepreneurs right now. And then unicorns are being celebrated. Governments are actually supporting the startups. And then Indian's film industry is actually, cracking the international markets. And then tourism is developing a lot. And then our infrastructure is like, developing in such a way that such a speed. It's like we didn't see that kind of growth before. So while India is developing so much, do we feel like,
especially after Ambani's wedding?
Jamnagar will be the new capital.
Isn't it? It has developed the most in 100 years.
What about Ayodhya? Recently there is one more inauguration happened.
I think it was the event for
the new mandir.
It was the event of a lifetime, because the whole country, that's one of those events where not one person is responsible, but the whole country is responsible.
So many things are happening like this nowadays in India. Every month you get so many news, like, somewhere something happening, which is very unrealistic, and that they're doing in such a speed, like they're just getting done straight away. And then somehow ecosystem has formed in India where opportunities are like skyrocketing. And then if you look at Bangalore, if 3 people are sitting in a cafe and talking about something, that's 100% about startup idea. So while India is growing that much, do you think that people are coming to abroad and then India is missing those talent who are going away? Do you think that that India missing the talent if people are flying away?
First of all, is it 3 people sitting in that cafe? Just curious. You want to do a startup? Just kidding. It's like the international relations matter a lot as a country, as a nationality, and in the past few years we have built such strong international relations with the other countries. Let's say the G20, which happened in India. It's a world level conference that had happened, and there's so many climate action conferences going on at the moment, like Youngo, and there's so many participations that India has been into as a country internationally. That matters a lot. Like maybe going to US, representing there, or United Nations. Indeed, just like India has been trying to be part of United Nations as a stronger country, as a permanent member, and over the years I feel that it's nearly there, because they have built such strong relations with all the countries. And not to forget, recently, since all the celebrity, they have just ended up being, collaborating with Indians, and
internationally.
I saw this young rapper. His name was Harsh. He's from Punjab, and he was rapping so fast, and he was just 10 years to 12 years. I don't know. I don't remember his right age, but he was collaborating with one of the best rappers, like street rappers in the US, and they found him. He didn't found them. They found him. So it's like people are taking interest in the cultural values. They are gradually taking interest in how dedicated people are, and it's all because of those big level conferences that are getting hold up, and Ambani's wedding. I can't overlook that. Like,
No one
I can't get over that. It's been there on my Instagram 10-15 days. I can't get over that, sorry. But you see, like, such big artists, they're singing there, right? They've been there. They're singing there
after years of no work.
Yeah, and all of them together with our celebrities.
Yeah, coming to the topic, are we actually missing the talent? That's the question.
Honestly, I feel like it's not right now. Indians have been migrating elsewhere for centuries. Initially, it was for different reasons, because we lacked the kind of exposure and work that these minds were able to do, and developed countries could provide that kind of salary income and backing up for their career. But now I feel with increasing international relations, and our country is growing in terms of technology and work opportunities so well, that we are finally having the capacity that we can employ people around. Again, population plays a huge game in employment.
That's true.
So along with this, I feel like the mentality of children these days, they don't fancy going outside. There is a big bunch which still fancies, but that fanciness which was decades ago or a decade ago, it's not there anymore. They don't fancy this life. They've figured out themselves pretty early, so they know what they want, and they are going
direction is there.
Direction is there.
That's true.
So I feel like it is going to happen. There are going to be people who are going to migrate everywhere, settle in different countries. But again, I don't agree that now we are at that stage.
That's true. Yeah, I think all of the guys who came here, they can go back again after some point of time, start the companies, implement what they learn here and learn there.
Exactly.
And then, implement according to our style.
I would say it's not about the nation, it's about nationality, right? Like, there's so many big people in so many big companies, Google, Microsoft, and other companies. They have been there, settled, right? They have got the nationality, as a nation. They have
the passport.
Yeah, they have the passport and all. But they're still looked as the Indians,
Indians
from a
who are,
perspective.
like, doing
So it's all about the initial nationality, I would say, that, even if you're not in the nation, you're still there. You're still getting the name out there, showing your talent and all. But it's all about.
Overall, it's a good thing for the country.
Absolutely.
I mean, the competition is a little bit less because people are coming there. It's good thing because the amount of youth in India, it's crazy. If you put one post out there, the amount of applications you receive is mad. And all these UPSC exams, and then all these software posts, and then it's good for the country. Coming out there, people can learn a lot, and then play the role in companies or politics or whatever they can play in future. Definitely good sign, I think. Yeah.
The best part is, especially the countries who are developing, it tends to be that they have good talents because they nourish throughout. They struggle so much, right? They've got such tension on them from the families, from relatives, from their standard of living, right? Let's say if somebody has a talent but from a poor family, they have to struggle, right? If somebody has money but no talent, they have to struggle anyway. If somebody is from middle class, they have talent but not enough money, then they struggle anyway as well. Why? Because now they are in the dilemma that the relatives are saying like, oh, please don't waste the money, and you'll get spoiled, or things like these. They like trying to drag people down. So it's like the kind of struggle that they have, it nourishes the talent so much. It tells you again and again, it echoes in your mind that how much you want it, which brings the talent even in a finer way, that if not now, then never, and then when will I do it?
It's like that long-lasting hunger.
Exactly. It builds in.
It builds up.
Once it builds, you can't take away from, isn't it?
Exactly.
It takes time to build, but once you build, you're done.
Agreed.
You're done. You're good. You're done. You're ready to, as a person, to face anything,
Absolutely.
right?
That's the aggression to show the talent to the world.
Prove yourself.
Prove yourself. Yeah.
Have that fire, guys.
Absolutely. So talent is always going to remain. Is always going to remain. It's ever evolving.
Right.
If not from us, then the next generation, then the next generation. It has always been there. Somebody will definitely, it's such a big population as she mentioned. Somebody will definitely
But don't you agree, right now, if you compare to our parental generation, talent, the recognition, the nourishment, and the facilities, we certainly have 10x more times than our parental generation. So talent, I feel like
probably with
getting
AI,
it out, it's easier.
Probably with the AI, it's going to be 20-30x.
There's always pros and cons. There's always something 70-30. If we have 70% talent, we have 30% cultural values.
Oh my God.
That's true, isn't it? It's 30% cultural values. They have 70% cultural values, baby. So it's always something. It's always something. Yeah, the question is about talent.
I think it's
that's it.
out of time.
Yeah, I think it's really a good discussion about a lot of things. I think there will be a lot of takeaways for the people who are going to watch this episode. It's a pleasure to have you guys. Thanks for coming here.
Thank you so much for calling.
So much. The pleasure. Please subscribe.
Please subscribe, like, and promote it to the most. Share.